Coming up on The Weekend View, Harry Styles and Zoe Kravitz are reportedly getting hitched after dating for less than a year. Is this leaving her ex Channing Tatum a little shell-shocked? Why Taylor Swift is thanking her harshest critics after making a list of America's greatest songwriters. John Hamm gets personal about who he turns to when he can't figure things out. And Megan Thee Stallion puts cheating accusations on blast against NBA star Klay Thompson in their very public breakup. Did it lead to her onstage breakdown on Broadway? It all starts now on The Weekend View.
Okay, so rumors have been buzzing about whether Zoe Kravitz and Harry Styles were heading down the aisle. It was the topic of discussion on a recent Chicks in the Office podcast. Watch.
2 years ago, they broke up 2 years ago, Channing Tatum and Zoe Kravitz, right?
They were engaged.
Yes. They were fully engaged. This is why,
You're right,
another engagement coming, I'm just a little bit
You're skeptical.
Skeptical. So I just feel like, I don't know if she would get engaged that fast again, but I don't know, it's Hollywood, babe. Like, they get engaged really fast.
Styles.
And it's Harry Styles. Like
if Harry Styles pulling out a ring, are you saying no?
Yes! You deal with it at a later
Harry,
date.
too fast, too fast.
Okay, well, this week, Zoe was spotted wearing a giant rock on her finger. Not a diamond, just a rock.
Oh, I think it's a diamond, all right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is fueling reports that she and Harry are getting hitched. Now, they've been dating for less than a year. Not a good idea. Do you agree? Isn't that too soon to get married? Come on.
I love it because these kids would be so good looking. They're both my crushes. Like, I am here for it. Zoe Kravitz is unbelievably beautiful and Harry Styles is hot. I think because they're a little later in life, it could work at
How old are they?
He's 32, she's 37. She's been married before and engaged before. I think that if it's the right timing and you meet the right person and you know what you want, it could work at just 8 months in.
I do not think it's going to work out.
I thought you believed in love.
I do believe in love.
She believes in Ben and J-Lo.
She thinks anytime J-Lo gets married, it's going to work out.
That was true love with Ben and J-Lo. But what I think is that her true love and soulmate was Channing Tatum. Okay? That was the one she was engaged to for 3 months, and he is actually my crush.
We have different types. I take Harry Styles any day.
So I'm
devastated over this breakup, and so is he. Check this out. He posted this John Rodel poem, "My brain and heart divorced a decade ago over who was to blame about how big of a mess I have become. Eventually, they couldn't be in the same room with each other."
And that's about Zoe?
Yes, it is. He's devastated, Joy.
You don't know that. He don't know who's
I know it in my soul.
I mean, the timing is kind of...
He's devastated.
These two like Zoe's men. I like Zoe's dad.
Oh, that one too.
Lenny Kravitz. I want to be invited to that Thanksgiving.
That one too.
But,
You know that he works out in leather pants?
I don't care what he works out in.
That doesn't
Sexy.
feel
But
right.
I wish he'd work out in no
groups
pants.
of women.
But so I thought to myself, okay, if Harry Styles puts out a ring, pulls out a ring and asks you to marry him, very hard to say no to being engaged with him. But then Anna, as I was talking about this, who we know, was saying, I think you need to be with somebody through 4 seasons. Because some people are very different in the spring than they are. Some people have pollen allergies in the spring. And in the winter, some people are very depressed.
Giacometti stole that from me because we are like very dear friends, and my mom constantly says, season with someone, season with someone. That was her lifelong advice to me.
Yeah, but like in Miami, there's no seasons. There's like stone crab season and not stone crab season.
What she means is take a lap around the calendar so you experience holidays, birthdays, seasons for most of us. But
I think that's very good advice because let's face it, people kind of send in their representative when you first meet them. And then you get married after a year and you're like, who are you?
Even
like,
families are on best behavior early on. Then your family shows
when
they're
it
crazy
doesn't
the
say,
longer.
I've heard crazier things. I knew a couple that met and within 9 days were engaged and then married within 6 months.
Whoa.
But their family didn't know they were married, so they had their real wedding
they
a year
still
later.
together?
Still together, 30-some years, 3 kids. So there are of course exceptions to every rule. I tend to think my mom is right in the sense that if you need a timeline or an arbitrary number, just season with someone.
She's broken engagements up in the past, right?
They were engaged for 3 years, Channing Tatum and
you
Zoe.
could collect rings, I guess. Like every 2 years, get another
J-Lo
ring.
has a hell of a nice collection.
I know. Okay, here's the story. Taylor Swift just made the New York Times list of the 30 greatest living American songwriters, chosen by 250 music insiders and 6 critics from the Times. Taylor talks about what's motivated her throughout her career. Take a look.
Criticism has been a huge fuel for me. It's been a huge jumping off point, like a creative writing prompt or something. There are so many songs in my career that would not exist, like Blank Space would not exist if I hadn't had people being like, here's a slideshow of all her boyfriends. However they feel about themselves and their life will be projected onto how they perceive you.
Spinning in my highest heels, love, shining just for you.
A public person who makes art is a mirror ball. And that's part of why I've been able to keep my wits about me.
Yeah.
So she's basically saying that the lack of motivation from people pushed her, or criticism.
The criticism from people push
Does that work
her.
for you, Sonny?
The haters.
The haters, yeah.
Well, they say the best revenge is your paper, right? Like the best revenge is your success.
Is success.
I actually don't subscribe to that. I don't need the outside validation. I'm sort of my own worst critic. I self-flagellate, as Brian knows, all the time. I'm very hard on myself. So
About what?
About everything. I am my own worst critic, so that's what motivates me. I want to be a better version of myself all the time. I don't need other people to sort of drive me.
That must be exhausting.
It's exhausting, Joy. It is exhausting.
Yeah, that's
What's the
tiring.
saying? May the bridges I burn light my way or something.
Yeah.
I think criticism can be a good motivator, but it can't be the only one. I have to actively try, especially in a job like this, to not let criticism occupy too much space in my
we
mind.
couldn't work here.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to do our job. So it's like it can motivate you to kind of show up the haters and like keep doing your best and performing, but you can't let it consume too much time in your mind or it hurts you.
Madame?
I'm motivated by a paycheck. Whatever. How can I get my paycheck to be bigger? What's better than that? You know, that's what motivates me.
I'm with you on that also. I think that when I started doing stand-up, one of the things that motivated me was I had no money. And I had to go because it's such a stressful thing to do, very hard.
But financial insecurity is different than like, I just want the most money I can possibly make.
Yeah. Well, I think it's all how you look at criticism, because when I think of this job, I'm not talking about like online trolls. Like that isn't motivating or good at all. But when you've bumped into things along your career, was it something that helped? I think it's those moments that make you self-reflect on the reason criticism hurts is parts of you believe whatever someone's saying. And so it's checking in with, okay, this is what they said. What can I take from this? And do I agree or do I need to pivot?
Well, that's very rational. It sounds like somebody who's been in therapy.
That too.
I was going to say,
I paid good money for those words, so you can just go ahead and applause.
Yeah.
But no, I'm kidding.
And I sound like someone who needs therapy.
Yeah. By the way, one other thing I loved, because I obviously watched this entire Taylor Swift interview and it's worth the watch, but she talks about how her fans are always trying to like decode who her songs are about. Like, that's about Harry Styles, that's about whoever. Yeah. And she says, that dude didn't write that song, I did. I love that she like claims that it's like, she was the artist behind it. Maybe they had some small inspiration, but she should be the one
I
getting
didn't realize
the credit.
she wrote so many of her songs.
Yeah, she writes all
like
their songs.
everything.
Yeah, I didn't
she'll
know that.
collaborate, but
She's
she
very
writes all
talented.
the
So she was engaged to Harry Styles too?
Not engaged, but dated him a million years ago.
Okay, other artists cracking the Times top 30 list of songwriters included Dolly Parton, great, brilliant.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder, brilliant. Carole King, brilliant.
Brilliant.
Mariah Carey, brilliant. Did you agree with their picks? And was anyone missing for you?
Well, I was really happy that they had Bad Bunny on the list.
Bad
because
Bunny's
he's
on the
only
list.
32 years old. But
He was on the list?
He's on the list. Let me tell you something. He has evolved so much in the last 10 years. 10 years ago, his songs were about, dating women naked with big butts. Like his big breakout song was about his aunt asking him, you know, you crazy boy, when are you gonna settle down?
Yeah, why do you have
and
so
why are
many
you sleeping
girlfriends?
around? Now his songs are about debí tomar más foto. I should have taken advantage of the time I had with you when I had with,
I should have
with,
taken
with
more
you.
photographs.
And it's,
so
you know, it's a
regrets.
beautiful
Regrets.
song about
life,
Puerto
yeah.
Rico and Hawaii. So his evolution in 10 years has been great. I'm really glad that they included him.
I was also happy that Kendrick Lamar was included because he did win a Pulitzer for his writing, and I think he's a griot. You know, he's a griot for a community, and much like Bad Bunny is.
Well, you know who is on the list? That's one of my faves. Is Paul Simon.
Oh,
yeah.
he is great.
Who's an amazing talent. I'd
Yeah,
like
he
to
was
just,
great.
there he is. Now, I went to college with him, Queens College.
Wait, really?
Did you?
Usually that's a joke when you talk about, I dated Abraham Lincoln. I was
No,
like,
this is true.
Oh, you really did.
He
Okay.
was, I think, a year or two ahead of me.
Wow.
And he used to sing on the Clapper Library steps with his guitar, and we would sing with Paul Simon.
Really?
And then,
you've never
wait,
told
this
us
is the
this.
funniest part.
Yeah,
you know,
why?
he's brilliant. When I drive in my car
Did
with
you
my
date
husband.
Paul Simon?
No. No.
One of the only ones that got away.
I dated Harry Styles. But anyway, when I'm driving with my husband wherever we're going, I always listen to Paul Simon music. I love him so much. I think he's brilliant. But I didn't know that when I was in college.
Yeah.
He was just a student. So every year, his fraternity would have a show, frolic, every year. I think it was TEP. One of the TEP fraternities. And they do their sketching, and then they say, and now a solo from Paul Simon. And we'd all go, oh, no.
Stop.
Really? Not
You
him
didn't know you
again.
were
And
witnessing
then
greatness.
a year later, he was like the level of the Beatles.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bob Dylan's on the list, which I love because I
love
never
Bob Dylan.
appreciated him until I met my husband. But my husband, like, you know, when you look at a pivotal person or
Yes.
an artist or a musician that gets
Yeah.
you through, Max breaks down songs, and when he explains them to me, he's like, I remember when I first heard, and he knows everything. So I've had a deep appreciation.
Max and I
for-
agree on this because Bob
Yeah.
Dylan also wrote for a ton of artists. It wasn't just his
Yeah,
own
he
music.
did.
Like,
Yeah.
he
He
was
did.
the voice of a generation.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be right back.
The Weekend View is sponsored by Rock Skincare, clinically proven and dermatologist recommended.
So, Megan the Stallion is really going public about splitting up with her NBA star boyfriend, Klay Thompson. Before her public statement confirming the breakup, she went on social media to accuse him of cheating with a message addressed directly to him that reads, quote, holding you down through all your horrible mood swings and treatment towards me during your basketball season. Now you don't know if you can be monogamous? Bitch, I need a real break after this one. Bye, y'all. She's mad. So what do you think about putting all your dirty laundry out like that?
Let me tell you something. If you do Cardi B or Megan the Stallion dirty, they are going to drag you in front of everybody. And all their fans will be pissed at you for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, I mean, their fans are like, I had friends text me about this, like at 6 o'clock in the morning, wanting to boycott this guy. Apparently, he's a notorious cheater, and I say expose them all, Megan, and save the rest of the women from somebody
The
like
one thing,
him.
if people are reporting, so she's on Broadway right now in Moulin Rouge, and there are reports that she's cutting the run short.
Right.
I hope
And she
it's
was
not
crying
because
on
of this.
stage.
Yeah, I hope it's not because
She
of her
was in
breakup.
tears, yeah. She's
But
really,
how do you
But the
know
best
she's
way to-
crying about
we
that?
don't know.
We
Like,
don't,
that's
right?
the thing. But
That's
the
what
best
she's
way to
crying
get over a
about.
breakup,
might be her brasiere's too tight.
the best way to get over a breakup is continuing to do what you love. She should stay on Broadway and forget about this.
So I don't fault her at all for doing what she did, but I actually advise against these things because I think the other thing is there's a vulnerability you're letting in. By putting it out there, the anger, the hole, the hurt is all exposed. So for your own good, I would say I would not do that because I don't want to show my cards. I don't want to give away any of the power to this person. And he knows, like when you go and date, and I'm sorry, I'm going to paint with broad strokes here, an NBA star, you're not going to be alone in that bed. Like there's going to be many, and show me the one that has
but the
it,
NBA
which I'm
star-
sure there might be one or two, like Steph Curry, and that's it.
Yeah.
But the NBA star should also know that when he's dating Megan
Megan
the
the Stallion.
she is a savage.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it is fine. It is fine to do that. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. I'd want to protect her peace.
Look,
And
You
like
are,
what
your
she's-
therapy is showing, and you are correct.
No, here we go again.
Look, listen to the non-therapy person. She said
she's more fun.
She also said something like this. She said he had her within his house, meeting his entire family, and then cheated on her anyway. So he played house with her.
I think it was worse than that.
Allegedly,
I think she cooked Thanksgiving for his entire damn family.
Why do you want to give him all that attention?
I can be your therapist, Sarah.
Thank you, Dr. Austin.
You're welcome.
No, Sarah's right. You don't want to give him that much attention.
Sarah is wrong.
The minute you say something like, that means that you care.
That is true.
She
The
does
opposite
care.
of hate, or the opposite of love is not
You
hate.
control
it's
yourself.
She does care.
Well,
So
I
she
don't want to
should
give him the
drag his
satisfaction.
ass.
I won't give him the
Get a new
satisfaction
man.
that I care. I think that that's a much better and more of a mafiosa position.
That's what it is. It's my inner mafiosa. Right in the heart of Iowa.
Okay, John Hamm was on Amy Poehler's podcast, and she asked him whom he seeks out when he's looking for advice. It took him a minute to come up with anyone, and so watch.
I don't think I have a go-to, honestly. I've been on my own in one way or another for a very long time. So I'm very self-dependent. I think part of my therapeutic journey has been sometimes to a fault where I won't reach out. I'll just, I got it. But people like Lauren, for sure. Lauren, I've definitely reached out to when I've had instability in my life. I find that I very much enjoy talking to my elders.
Okay, the Lauren he's talking about is Lauren Michaels, who's been the executive producer of Saturday Night Live for over 50 years.
Yeah.
So that's who he goes to. Who do you go to people for advice, or do you just basically figure it out yourself? I know where she goes, to the shrink.
I like having.
I pay my friends.
You pay for your friends. I like having older friends, not like all age ranges, but people who are just a step ahead of me in life to get advice from, because they've probably been through what I'm going through. I turn to both of you on parenting ideas.
Drop my name
but
as
I
the
do.
older
I
friend.
know. I literally worded that so it didn't sound that way. But you guys have kids and have been through phases, and I like hearing from people who've already been through it and can put things in perspective.
I speak to my best friend Regina a lot to take a temperature check because she's known me for 30 years. And so I like that. I actually speak to my parents about things. I asked you, Joy, for advice about.
I'm very good on
about
advice.
this place
Ask me anything.
a lot. Yeah, she's.
Go ahead.
You give great advice.
Ask me. Nana, what do you want to know? What do you need help with?
We don't. This is not a long enough show. But I
Joy
talk
gives
a
great
lot
advice.
with my best friend, and if you want the unvarnished truth, talk to a gay man because he will give it to you whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
You know, though, like I have a lot of friends, and like in different pockets. So some people I would talk about the personal stuff with, or like like I've talked about the estrangement with my dad, right?
Yeah.
And all of my friends have told me, no, you've got to make up with him. He's 85 years old. What are you doing? I haven't taken the advice, so that I talk about it with my friends doesn't mean I take their advice, but I appreciate their advice.
Yeah, I would say my best friend, obviously, it's hard to ask for advice. I would say as open as I am, I rarely go to people for the help I probably need. So I would say the therapist and my best friend. But one important thing he said there about elders was there was a story years ago of these two brothers. One of them got dumped at the altar, and the brother who was his best man said, we should go on the honeymoon together. Like, you already paid for it, let's go. And when they came back, they decided, what if we were to travel the world? They had this epiphany, and they went to their parents, and their parents' first reaction was like, how are you gonna pay your rent? Like, what about benefits? And then they went to their grandparents, and their grandparents didn't hesitate, and they said, go. And it was that
Did they give them the money?
No, they had the money. What they were saying is the parents were at that phase in life where you're more concerned. These are my kids. Are they okay? The grandparents had the wisdom of time looking back on life and said, go do it. And I think that you have to remember that where you consult has wisdom of time and experience. And so usually the person with that wisdom already passed that point in their life, so it only has value when they hand it back.
Yeah, but just
so
the fact that they're old does not make them that smart. I mean, a lot of dumb people.
But that's why I said those boys did not come and ask Joy Behar. They went and asked their grandparents.
Yeah, you got to
who are very smart
You do have to pick the right people.
Older people.
You got to
Well,
pick the
I
right
always
people.
ask 10 different people, and then I do what I want anyway.
I know.
It's like,
Remember
a survey of some sort.
Remember when we did the outfit outfit thing and we said the audience was choosing Joy's outfit? They voted, they picked one, and Joy went with the other one.
And I still am mad that you chose the outfit you did. You looked great, but you could have.
Where is this outfit? What are you talking about?
You were going to a wedding, like a daytime wedding in the Hamptons.
And I wore black.
You said, let's poll the audience. And we polled the audience, and they cared enough to tell you.
Oh, you know what?
It
was one where the woman wanted everybody in floral caftans.
I don't wear florals.
Or caftans.
I think about that outfit like once a week.
I don't
disregarded us.
No. Floral theme.
That's not my style, florals.
That's for funeral.
No, you can wear black to a wedding. I'm not the bride.
Who are you, Johnny Cash?
Right?
No, you go wear black.
We'll be right back.
The Weekend View is sponsored by Rock Skincare, clinically proven and dermatologist recommended.
So Sarah was on the Webby Award-winning Behind the Table podcast this week and told Brian about a chance encounter that took a turn. Watch.
All right. I found this on Threads the other day, and it made me think of you guys. I wanted to see how you could do. This woman wrote a relationship thing. So I've been talking to this man for months after he put gas in my car. That's literally how we met. We really hit it off, and we've got a date tomorrow, and everything is so exciting and cool, except for one small detail. He told me his name already. I forgot it. He's been saved as gas in my phone this entire time. Now I need help. What's the smoothest way to figure out a man's name without straight up asking him again? I thought you'd be good at this. So pretend I'm the guy. We're on the date. You don't know my name. How would you figure it out?
I would literally tell you exactly how I have you in the phone.
Oh, really?
I would say...
I spent a lot of time thinking about this on how I would do it.
Okay, so this might not be a great example because I think it's a great way to start a date with the most authentic thing, which is you're going to I don't know what you're going to think of me on this, but I was excited to see you again.
Right.
I've told all my friends.
Oh, that's sweet and sincere. That would work, I guess.
Well, I would say I've told all my friends about it. I'm so excited. You're going to die when I tell you this next part, so please don't judge me. I forgot your name even though you told me, so you're in my phone as gas.
That's perfect. Wait, Brian, you said... It's perfect. Okay, but you said you had been thinking about what you would do, so what would you have done?
He would have lied.
I would have lied. I would have said, I would have complained, oh, my God, I just got this ID. My driver's license photo is so bad. Let me see yours. Or I would have... people are always spelling my name with a Y. I'm Brian with an I, and it drives me crazy. Do people do anything like that with you? I would just try to...
That's so obvious.
The spelling one is good. How do you spell your name?
Exactly.
What if it's Tim or something?
Well, but then you laugh it off. It's a roll of the dice, but I actually like the challenge.
I use the spelling one when I don't remember someone's name. I say, spell your name for me. And they spell it, and then I know it.
Yeah, but you can tell a lot. When you tell them authentically, how they respond to that would tell me if this is the type of person I want to be with.
That's the best way.
Because you still showed up. You wanted to be
I showed up. I was... so how they reply to my story will be more indicative of them and their match for me.
And it's funny.
It is funny. It's and relatable.
I feel like you always need to have a friend, a waiter, somebody as a prop, right? Because the way it works is you say to them, I don't remember this person's name, so introduce yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is.
Yeah, but you went on a date with the guy.
No, I know.
This is harder.
So the waiter says, you say to the waiter, no me acuerdo el nombre de este tipo. I can't remember this guy's name.
What did you say?
Say to him, hi, I'm going to be your waiter. My name is Anna. And what are your names?
Well, what would you do, Joy?
I'd say I have Alzheimer's.
Sarah's
I can't remember anything.
And you'd be like, that's so hot.
Right, exactly. Let's get right into bed.
Yeah. So, Behind the Table streams wherever you get your podcasts, or you can watch us on YouTube. Have a great day, everyone. Take a little time to enjoy the Weekend View.